Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Breaking news for you this evening. Rescue crews were called to West Fargo this afternoon after a caller indicated that a boy appeared to be in trouble and may be drowning in a retention pond there. The call came in just before 4 this afternoon. Water Rescue is said to be there and are looking for the boy. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood is on the scene and joins us live now with much more. Christine?
Hi, Andrea. Yeah, we're outside the scene. It's a very active scene right now. We see a lot of police tape roped off for this water rescue that's happening. I just spoke to a neighbor who say that they've heard from other neighbors that they do believe it is a 6-year-old boy that went inside the water. Take a good look behind me. We've got rescue rafts inside. We also have police officials talking amongst themselves. We have tons of ambulances. We have fire trucks. We've got police vehicles. This is a very active scene. They have been combing the waters for this person for about an hour now. So be sure to stick with Valley News Live for any further updates on this developing story. Again, very active scene. We're seeing water rafts in the water, and we believe that we are seeing some sonar devices that are being used to locate this person. We're also hearing more ambulances coming to the scene right now. So again, stick with us, Valley News Live, for any updates on this developing story. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Christine. And you can find those updates at 5:30 and 6 this evening, as well as our evening newscasts and valleynewslive.com.
Zip tied at least one employee in the store, gathered bags of jewelry, and then had the employees actually at gunpoint take the jewelry out to his van in the bags, then left the scene of that armed robbery.
More breaking news for you this evening. We now know the name of the man who robbed a Fargo jewelry store this morning. Police arrested 25-year-old Victor Velasquez of Fargo after he robbed Riddle's Jewelry at gunpoint and took police on a wild chase to Richland County. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley was at the jewelry store this morning and has more on what unraveled. Bailey?
Thanks, Andrea. It all started around 9:30 this morning when Velasquez went into the jewelry store with a handgun. Police say he zip-tied one employee and made the other 3 people in the store fill up bags of jewelry and bring them out to his van. We're told Velasquez drove away with over 3 heavy-duty garbage bags filled with jewels. Employees of the store called in a description of the van, and Highway Patrol spotted it heading south on I-29. Velasquez turned around near the Dwight exit and headed north again. Authorities followed him and pulled him over without any problems near Walcott around 10:30. There were no injuries during the heist. However, the victims I saw this morning were extremely shaken up, taking comfort in family members who rushed to the scene. Andrea?
All right, thank you so much for that live report, Bailey. It's not known yet how many jewels were taken. Police are still investigating this case. You may have been awakened by the strong wind and rainstorm early this morning, but some places got it worse than others. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz is live in Grand Forks, where crews have been working to clean up the big mess. Rose, what's it like out there?
Yeah, Andrea, I'm here in Merrifield, North Dakota. Sorry about that. It's just south of Grand Forks. And what you're looking at here is called the Merrifield Elevator. To my right, over this way, is actually a bean plant. And then over on the other side is a farm. But what we see over here, if you look, crews have been cleaning this up for quite some time now. But there's an overturned truck right over here where 6 of these bins kind of were flying through. One of these bins actually hit this truck over here. And then if you look over to this bin, this is one of the bins that's still standing here. There were actually 8 of these standing. Now only 2 are standing at this moment. If you come over this way, we can actually see the other 6 bins. They were, when I first got here a few hours ago, they were all over the place here. And if we just come right over here, you see this empty space here. There were 3 cars in this area that were crushed by one of the bins that flew over here. They've all now since been moved. They're working really hard to clean this up. And if we come right over here, I just want to show you, there's a lot to show, but they've been working really hard to clean it up. one of the bins flew over here. I think the one that hit the truck is what they say they think happened. Hit over here. They say they're very lucky that the trees were in the way because that house back there would have gotten hit. So thankfully, nobody got hurt here. And I just want to show you one more thing. Right over here is one of the cars that we can see got crushed by the bin. Now, here with me is Brandon Dries. He's one of the family owners of Dries Farms. And I just wanted to get a quick story from him. He's actually next door. The damage wasn't quite as bad, but we saw about $85,000 worth of damage in the conveyor there. What did you see with that?
Well, when I came to work this morning, these bins were just scattered all over the road. You couldn't even drive through, and it was mostly this elevator, damage from this elevator. We were actually the luckiest of the businesses that got hit by this. We just had some soft damage on our shop over there, and then behind this white pole barn, the bean conveyor fell down on one of our bins. But we made out the best out of all three of businesses affected here.
Yeah, we did see a lot of damage. I did a Facebook Live a little earlier. If you check our Facebook page, we showed the conveyor that got damaged. There were actually 2 conveyors there, as well as the bin that got damaged there. And we'll have more for you on this coming up at 5:30 and also 6 o'clock, so stay with us on this. Now, one other thing I just want to mention is there's a lot of damage here. They've been cleaning it up. The owners aren't sure how much money it's going to come to, but they're talking with insurance, and they think they're going to have to claim it as a total loss. Andrea?
All right, Rose, thanks for that report. Stick with us as we'll have more on the storm damage from across the area. This morning, you may have been woken up by a storm that swept over the valley. Check out this video of the lightning that the storm produced, along with heavy rain and strong winds. The storm hit Fargo around 4:40 this morning, making it a wet commute. Some neighborhoods had blown branches down in yards and streets, but on 21st Avenue South, those living in an apartment complex may have looked outside to see this large tree branch down. Thankfully, the tree was secluded, not hitting the other complex or taking down other trees. And after all that, we are quiet now, and cleanup crews aren't working in weather that's as hot as yesterday, but it sounds like some of us are in for another round of stormy weather tonight. Hutch is here now with the latest. Hutch?
Yeah, there is a chance of that. A quick review of the radar data. A lot of wind damage on these storms as we show you some of the storm reports as they came in, and most of them falling along the Highway 2 corridor and the Highway 200 corridor. There were others, but serious wind damage all the way from Devil's Lake through Bemidji. A few tornadoes may have happened, but the National Weather Service has to get out and survey those areas. Spotty showers in the Bagley area, non-severe. A little bit of thunder and lightning in southwestern Otter Tail County at this hour, moving to the north and east. But there is a risk of some stronger storms as we head into the evening hours. Here is a look at the heat. Take a look at this. 70s in Fargo and Fergus, but it's 91 in Alexandria. And along that boundary, later tonight, again, late evening storms possible. A few could be severe hail and damaging winds, again, a possibility. We could see general thunderstorms up and down the Red River Valley. Temperatures generally near 80 and the 70s this evening with light winds. Best chance of storms tonight, south and east. I'll have hour-by-hour details here in a moment.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
All of the members of a girls' basketball team are expected to be okay after the van they were traveling in was involved in a crash in Cass County. The Highway Patrol says the 11 teenagers from the Lisbon and Fort Ransom areas were taken to a Fargo hospital Thursday night with injuries not considered to be life-threatening. The patrol says the van struck a car that failed to yield at a rural intersection. The 2 people in the car were also injured. One is currently in critical condition. Grief counselors stopped by Ellen Hopkins Elementary in Moorhead today to help kids deal with the sudden death of a classmate. 9-year-old Grace Betty of Moorhead died Wednesday while swimming at Buffalo River State Park. She was taking part in the Moorhead Police Department's summer youth program. The city of Moorhead is also offering grief counseling for people who responded to the incident. Sources tell Valley News Live that nearly 200 other children were taking part in the program at the state park near Glendon at the time of the incident. The girl was pulled from the water but could not be revived. The Clay County Sheriff's Department is investigating. A bit of a surprise to people in the FM area to learn we had a visit from former Bison star Carson Wentz. We spotted Wentz in downtown Fargo with one of his brothers shooting a promotional video. The Philadelphia Eagles quarterback was in town to talk to local kids about the importance of work ethic and education. Students from across the metro stopped by Moorhead High to hear Carson's words of wisdom and ask a few questions to the Super Bowl champion. Wentz wanted to pass a message to the kids that hard work may not be fun, but it will eventually get you there.
It's a lot of work. There's a lot of practice. There's a lot of, I'm sure you guys are working out this morning. I would bet. Just a lot of workouts, a lot of tough times that aren't a lot of fun all the time. But I would just really challenge you guys to enjoy it as much as you can, soak it all up as much as you can, and make the most of every single day, because before you know it, it's going to be gone.
After the chat session, Wentz decided to show off his arm a bit and throw a few passes to the kids. He did not give any updates on his recovery from the serious knee injury that he suffered last season.